Who's got another question? That gentleman all the way in the back there. Speak loudly, man. I can't hear that far.
Daniel Dixon, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Enough?
Yay.
You're a highly motivated person. How do you find motivating those that are lacking in such?
Yell at them. No, I said it earlier. If you're not willing to give something of yourself to the people you're with and share that, you can't motivate anybody. And if I were going to sit with you for 2 hours, I'd know more about you than you do. Because it isn't just about what you say, it's how you say it, when you say it, what you laugh at, how the smile comes on your face, your body language. In order for me to motivate you, I got to know you. I got to know you. So once I know you, then I can start asking you important questions like, what worries you to death? What keeps you awake at night? What scares you? I asked the chairman and CEO of Snap-on Tools that yesterday. Was it yesterday, Barb? Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I said, Nick, we just had our board meeting. Everything's good. Got good sales. Got good profit. What's keeping you awake at night? Because all the financial stuff is history. Nice to know. Maybe show you some trends about where you're going to go. But it ain't the future. And in this day and age, risk mitigation is the most important thing you could do in strategic management. So if I'm going to motivate you as an individual, I want to know what keeps you awake at night. What do you worry about the most? It's basic psychology. There's 3 parts of your body, or your soul, or your brain, or your mind, or your psyche. It's who you are when you're in public. It's who you are when you're by yourself and there ain't nobody else around. That's when you pass gas, you scratch the wrong things, you lay on the couch in your T-shirt and act like a slob, have evil thoughts. That's the private part. Then there's that part when you're out socially, you got a little bit of both in there, okay? But what drives you and motivates you is the core. And you really need to understand who the core is. And you can ask people that question. How many people in the Marine Corps do you think went to combat scared? Every damn one of them. Do you think the Marine Corps leadership doesn't know that? What do they do about it? Number one, we will leave no Marine behind. We'll expend 14 Marines to bring back one body. We leave no Marines behind. We train and train and train and train and train until it's automatic. I was never in the Marine Corps, but I did a lot of consulting work for them. I'll tell you a little story about this. And this is something when you become leaders of your own companies or working for somebody else. I want you to listen to this very carefully. The difference between the military and private business. I attended a planning session in San Diego for the Marine Corps. They had the general was there. They had supply officers, XOs, gunny sergeants, all the way down to a brand new Marine from Camp Pendleton. Just got through the 54-hour crucible. For 2 days, they present the plan. Logistics, the whole thing, communications, the targets, everything they were going to do. It was a real privilege to be in a room to see how thorough they are. When they got all done, the general stands up, walks over to the private and says, "Private, you've been sitting here for 2 days listening to this plan. You are at the point of the spear. I want to know exactly what you think of the plan." He said, "Sir, no shit, sir, I think this plan sucks. And here's why." Boom, 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 boom. "Thank you, Private, sit down." Corporal. Same thing. Boom, 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 boom. The last guy was the major before they got to the colonel who presented the plan. They asked him the same question. The general looked at the colonel and says, "We now have all the information we need to make this a perfect plan that everybody in this room can own." "Thank you, Private." He never thanked another person in that room. Because a private exhibited leadership by standing up and saying exactly what he thought about the plan. And the general valued that. The next day, the colonel walks in and he says, "Thank you, Private. Here's how we've amended the plan." Boom, 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 boom. And the gunny sergeants in agree with me for the troops on the ground. The officers are in agreement. "General, we have a plan." General says, "Thank you, gentlemen. Private, thank you very much." Dismissed. What does that tell you about those guys? What does that say about that? Every one of those guys in that room wanted to know what was in it for them. And would they be respected? Would they be counseled? Would they be part of the process? That's how you motivate people. Find out what's in it for them and give it to them if you can. Okay, who's next? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Chris Byron. I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh, the Ohio State University. And I'm glad you're wearing scarlet today, young man. Carry on.
I'm joining Naval ROTC, and I'm planning on making a naval career after college. You mentioned some things about how being in the military has its shortcomings, and I'm guessing that's from how it's set up. How are those also present in the business world, and how can you overcome them?
I don't think there's a damn bit of difference between the United States military today than business today, except for one fact. Military may be engaged to kill people, and that's never a pleasant thought. The other part of that is that military people spend a long time away from family and friends. That puts a lot of stress on marriages and children's relationship, and it takes a special breed of cat to be able to deal with that. But thank you for your future service. Yes, sir.
Brother Ed, Bob Stewart from Washington. Would you
State or D.C.?
State up?
Thank you.
And these are my dude bros here.
A lot better looking than you, by the way.
Would you talk to the boys about the impact of tattoos and piercings and that sort of thing on their job prospects?
Sure.
Thank you.
For you gentlemen in the room, and you ladies, if you're listening, really dumb to have tattoos and body piercings if you're going to go into mainstream Fortune 1000 companies or even Fortune 2000 companies. Don't need it, don't want it, can't stand it, ain't going to have it. You can put the long sleeve shirt on and get away with it. But if you got bones in your nose or things in your tongue, forget about it. They'll be very polite and very calm and very collected. I'll give you another little hint too. Do yourself a favor. Get your best suit out, get your best tie and white shirt with a nice tie. Have your photograph taken from here to here and put it on your resume to show the recruiter you don't have earrings, tattoos, and other shit that's going to turn off your fellow workers and your friends and people like that. Now you say, rah, 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 rah. Okay, go to work at Starbucks. You can pour coffee the rest of your life. Who cares? I'm telling you, make no mistake about this. Your appearance counts. Henry Ford wouldn't fire or wouldn't hire anybody if they salted the food before they tasted it. How much you think about that? Baron Hilton would not hire anybody if they had dirty shoes on. Because if you're not going to take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of company assets? Think about this. I had a guy working for me at McDonald's at Hamburger University. He had a PhD in education. He was very nerdy. Nice guy. Dressed like a pig. Wore the same shirt over and over again, the same pants over and over again. Looked like he'd never shined his shoes in his life. Oh, God. Brilliant. Superb work. So I got him one day and I said, you know, you're turning off your fellow workers. They don't take you seriously. It doesn't make any difference how good your work is. They don't take you seriously. So I'm going to fix it or I'm going to fire you. Well, that's pretty harsh. Yeah, it is, because I got to have my team working together. And you can improve yourself. You got a PhD, dude. I mean, you ought to be standing up and being proud. You're Dr. Bill. That's not his real name, but we'll use that one for now. By the way, he's a senior vice president of McDonald's right now. So I take him to Mark Shale at the Oak Brook Shopping Center, and I walked into the store manager and said, I want to know who the clothes horse is in the store. I want to know the guy that is always perfectly dressed, has style, stands with purpose and dignity. Who is it? So I said, well, it's this guy. Hey, clothes horse. This is good old Bill. I'm giving you $5,000. Dress him differently. Bill, he's going to dress you. When he's done dressing, you call me, I'll come pick you up and bring you back to the office. And oh, by the way, if you buy clothes anywhere from anybody but Mark Shale and this guy right here, I'm going to fire you. Gave him a whole new wardrobe. The guy, I said, Bill, why didn't you do that yourself? He said, you know, I never thought about it. He said, I went all through college looking like this. I never bought clothes. I never went shopping. It was always good enough. And I just never made the transition. And by the way, he gave me the $5,000 back, which I gave to the Ronald McDonald House. Good guy. Who's next? Yes, sir.
My name is Nathan Garowitz from Carthage College.
New York?
No, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And you were talking earlier about how you founded the Ronald McDonald House. And I'm going into healthcare, and I'm wondering how I'm going to be able to differentiate between where I draw the line where I need to make money and need to, charge people for services, but I want to help everyone who comes through my door. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, sure. There's always this question of if I'm in the industry of helping other people, I still got to earn a living. It's one of the great tragedies of social workers in the United States today because they're largely working for government, get paid nothing. They got horrible jobs dealing with the worst problems of America. It's a sad, sad situation, but that's the way life is. So you got to come to grips with something. And this is how I came to grips with it. Without profit, corporations can't do charity. So I make no apologies for making profit in companies, as long as those companies stand for something in the community. Make money, feed your family, feed yourself, dress well, enjoy your life, because the happier and the more secure and the more content you are, the more you can do for other people. When you're down in the dumps, feeling miserable, hating yourself, hating the world, you can't help anybody because it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. You think you can hide your feelings from people? Bullshit. You can't do it. You can get away with it for a little while, but you're going to get found out. And if you're going into the public sector healthcare, be strong, be proud, have dignity, make money, feed your family, stand up with purpose, and just make sure that not only do you take care of people at work, but you take care of people in other ways. Go work at a soup kitchen, do some mentoring at a local school, teach somebody else some values. You go to church, teach Sunday school, sing in the choir. You can find 10 million ways to satisfy the soul without sacrificing yourself. Mother Teresa chose to do it one way. Bill Gates does it a different way. Both of them are having a great impact on society, but different ways. Celebrate your success so you can share it with others.